Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, August 15th. Welcome back. Today's video is going to be part 2 of Disappointment is Inevitable, Discouragement is a Choice. Yes, so it is birthday month. And when last I left you about disappointment and discouragement, it was I was having a problem with my hips and was told by my primary care doctor that I had to have hip replacement. Well, a lot has happened since then, and I thought I would pop on and share it with you because I'm kind of in the middle of a little struggle right now, so I thought this might be a good time. So I did wind up going to see a specialist a few weeks ago. I went home to Pennsylvania, and he is a specialist, whereas, my primary care doctor, they're just kind of an overall doctor. My primary care doctor said, oh, it's really bad. You have to have hip replacement. So, okay, we got through that together. And the specialist looked at the MRIs and said, oh, you do have arthritis, but he said, I wouldn't say you have to have run out and have hip replacement immediately. He said, he said, it's your Ehlers Danlos. So if you're not familiar, if you're new here, I have Ehlers Danlos. It's a connective tissue disorder. Sorry about that noise. And I will let you look that up rather than try to sit here and explain it to you. But it has something to do with your joints, and they don't stay in the sockets. And that's your hips, your arms, your everything, your jaw, all kinds of things. So he feels that the muscles in my legs, let's just say, because we're talking about hips, need to be strengthened. And I do some strengthening exercises, but I mostly focus on stretching because even though Ehlers-Danlos happens to be a thing where you're very loose and double jointed and whatnot, as you get older, things start to tighten up. So I do a lot of stretching because I just feel like I'm tight everywhere. Anyway, so he recommended strength training. There's a reason I'm telling you all this. He recommended strength training. And so I did go to the physical therapist that I normally go to when I'm home. But I said, I'm going back to the beach. I'm not going to stay home all summer just to do this. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy, but I have done physical therapy so many times throughout my life. I said, if you can kind of get me going, give me some exercises, I'll go back to the beach and I'll do them. And I am very good about following protocol. So she gave me a bunch of exercises. I also am doing a few other things. He put me on anti-inflammatories, and I'm supposed to be drinking these certain protein shakes and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I stayed home. Brian showed me, made sure I was doing the correct form for the exercises. He's a big exercise buff. When he was younger, he was a workout guy, with all the big muscles and the and the abs and all that stuff. He worked out all the time. So he's very familiar with the way things should be done. So he's been my coach. Anyway, came to the beach, have been doing it, and it was explained to me. I'm taking you step by step. I hope I'm not boring the heart out of you. But it was explained to me that, you do a certain exercise for so long, and then you have to, when you no longer feel like when it doesn't bother you at all. So you're supposed to experience a certain amount of muscle soreness, I guess. But when you feel like you can just do it, and it's no big deal, it's time to progress to the next step, either by adding weights or whatever. So the reason I'm telling you all this is that I did progress to the next step, and it didn't agree with me. So it was either that or something that I did. So I did a few different things. And when you have chronic conditions, you just never know what brings on something. And anyway, I find myself pretty much not being able to get out of this chair. So without getting into exactly the specifics of it all, yeah, you know, I started feeling sorry for myself because I'm a few days away from my actual birthday, and I actually couldn't leave the house yesterday. I couldn't even go out the back door. I couldn't even go out the door, the back door, the front door. I couldn't go out the door. I do have a cane that I use sometimes when I'm feeling like one of my legs is off. Both of my legs are off at the moment. So it got a little scary for me when it first happened. And my cane is right here, and I call it Ida. It was my mother's name. It was my mother's cane. So Ida's been with me, or I've been sitting in this chair rolling around the kitchen. So what am I doing? I'm trying to tell you. I'm 6 minutes into why, okay? But now I want to tell you something else. I really want to tell you that it is my choice to sit and wallow in this and have a pity party, or to say, hey, this is part of you trying to work through a new protocol. You're bound to have good times and bad, good days and bad. You know, you're trying new things, so maybe you'll do something and it won't work out, or you'll do it wrong and it'll hurt you, and whatever. You have to say these things to yourself. The problem also lies with me at this particular time is Brian's not feeling good either. And I won't share what's the matter with him because it's not my place. But he was supposed to come down tomorrow. And I just had a conversation with him and I said, look, honey, he's all worked up because it's my birthday. And you know how great he's been if you've been watching my visual diaries. He's been giving me love gifts every single day. And I said, look, honey, we have to take care of ourselves. And I was going to try to go home, but it's too much for me at the moment. I have to just stay put. And I think he does too. I think he might have to stay put too. So we'll see. I said, let's just take each day, one day at a time, and let's focus on our well-being. I'm going to focus on mine. I want you to focus on yours. And we can celebrate another day. It's not important. It's not that important. So making the best of things, I think, is what I'm trying to say in situations that are not optimum. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And like I said, have a pity party for a hot second, but don't wallow in it. You know, there's so many of us out there. I know this for a fact because I read the comments. Some of you can't get out of bed. Some of you can't stand up. Some of you, you know, you can't walk. You can't sit. You can't do anything. And then something else that I just wanted to bring up. There's this feeling of isolation when you're not feeling well, and it seems like everyone around you doesn't really notice it. And you could start to feel really bad. You could start to feel like nobody loves you, nobody cares. And you don't want to ask for help. So I've always been a caretaker my whole life, and I am the type of caretaker. I am the proactive type. I am the type that I see somebody, they're not feeling well. I don't say, oh, can I do this for you, or can I do that for you? I don't ask, because a lot of people don't feel comfortable asking for help. I just go and make the pot of soup and show up at the door. Here it is. So if you're in that kind of a position where you see someone who's struggling a little bit and you can do something for them, don't ask. Just do it. Just bring them a pot of soup or a sandwich or a book or a bouquet of flowers or something. I mean, I think when people are stuck and they can't do for themselves, go in, and if they'll let you go in their house, do their dishes, get a broom, sweep the floor. That's what I would love. I would love for somebody to come in and not even let me say no thank you, because that's what I do. I say no thank you. Yeah, my husband says all the time, Brian, Mr. B, he always says, we have to take care of each other. He said he hates to ask for help. So what am I saying? I'm saying two things. I'm saying discouragement is a choice. When you're feeling lousy and so you're feeling isolated, maybe you can Zoom on the computer with somebody. Maybe you can FaceTime with someone to lift your spirits. Maybe you can start a new project if you're able to sit and stitch. If you're not, then maybe you can listen to a new audio book or read a book if you are able to do that and hold a book and read it. I mean, there are always other things. Maybe you can push yourself out on your porch and sit out in the sun. There are other things. There's always something. There's always a little something. Maybe call a friend. Maybe call somebody who's in worse condition than you. All right, I just went on for 11 minutes. I just wanted to touch base. I think this is going to be a series because for me, it's like an ongoing thing. I don't know what's going to happen. Right now, I'm waiting for my muscles to calm down. If that's what it is, I don't really know. It's a whole new spot, so I'm assuming that's what it is. And when they calm down, then I'll just get back on the horse and start again. And I am never going to give up, but I will get discouraged once in a while, only for a hot second. I can be disappointed, but being discouraged just brings you down that black hole. So just remember that. And you have this community to fall back on. Everybody here is wonderful. And if you leave a comment and you're reaching out, even just to be acknowledged, somebody's going to answer you. I know for sure I am. So I'm going to leave it there and just tell you to keep moving as best you can. Play, do something. Even if you can't do anything, get a craft book and look at the pictures. Go on the computer and look at Pinterest. Just do something. Keep moving, play. No rules. And when I say no rules, I don't mean there's no rules in the universe. There's no rules about the way you create. So if you can only create with crayons on a piece of copy paper, then do that. If you can sew and you want to sew and your stitches are crooked and big and messy, so be it. Who cares? It's all about the process. It's about the doing. It will take your mind off whatever's problematic in your life. So that goes for emotions too, right? I have been keeping track of my emotions, and that has been very helpful. I'm just gonna, I just already said to keep moving things to end the video, but I did want to add one more thing. I noticed that because I was celebrating birthday month, each day I was marking the day with something special. I'm going to live my life like that. I'm going to try to mark each day with something that I do because I want to do it. It might take me 5 minutes. It might take me all day. It could be an errand. It could be indulging in a special coffee or drink. It could be anything. Mark each day with something special for you. So I really have learned that during birthday month, and that's big. Okay, so no rules. And remember to be grateful for something each and every day. There's so much to be grateful for. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.